Pirates loved the Caribbean. It's easy to see why, because it's lovely there. But the question is, why were there so many pirates in the Caribbean? In my novel, The Jenny's Revenge, a crew of women have become pirate hunters, sailing the Caribbean, hoping to exact their revenge for the atrocities committed against them by pirates. During the golden age of piracy, it was reported that there were some 5,000 pirates active in the Caribbean at any one time. Why? Well, there were actually a number of reasons, and one of those was treasure. You see, the Spanish had invaded the Americas and was busily moving its gold and silver from the New World to their homeland through the Caribbean, which was perfect for the pirates, because the Caribbean is made up of lots of little islands with lots of little inlets, which are perfect for either hiding in or attacking from. Eventually, though, the Caribbean became the European centre for trade and colonisation. One of those colonies was known as Port Royal. Originally known as Caguay by its indigenous Taino people, the Spanish came along in 1509 and took it over, but they liked the name, so they kept it. It wasn't until the British came along in 1605 that they renamed it Port Royal, and it soon became a bustling city port and an enclave for piracy. In fact, it was known as the most wicked city in the world, joining Sodom and Gomorrah for its depravity, loose morals, and wealth. On the island of New Providence, Nassau had just become the Pirate Republic, established by some of the big hitters, Blackbeard, Charles Vane, Jack Rackham, and others. It was a city for pirates, governed by pirates. The law in Nassau was the Pirate Code, and it remained that way for 12 years. Eventually, though, piracy became the victim of its own success in the Caribbean, and many people wanted to see an end to it, which included the East India Trading Company and the British government. They tasked a man called Woodes Rogers, who was a former privateer himself, with the job of getting rid of piracy in the Caribbean, which, to be fair, he eventually did. But it sort of backfired because, ironically, once the pirates were gone, so was the money and the trade. And the Caribbean soon became poor, and Woodes Rogers, having lost the backing of the British government and the financial support that came with it, became bankrupt for all his efforts. So there you go. That's why there were so many pirates in the Caribbean, because, for a short time at least, it was pirate heaven. Savvy?